Okay, Fisher Misfits, time for another video. It's a time of the year where I'm gathering, it's winter time here in Pennsylvania, so I am gathering all my stuff and getting ready for the upcoming season by organizing my fishing tackle. And what I've decided to do is kind of downsize a little bit. Being that I'm on the Pelican Bass Raider, room is obviously an issue. So I was bringing 2 tackle boxes on board, and basically I have more stuff and I'm sure the manufacturers are happy to hear this than I ever will use. So I decided to try to downsize and primarily use things that I have, 1, confidence in, and 2, would be things that I'm have used in the past and plan on using maybe in the future. So at least there's some kind of reasonable idea that I might be using this stuff instead of just bringing stuff I'll never touch. Okay, and so what I've done was I bought this soft side tackle box, and what I will show you what I've done, okay, to downsize is to try to put a little bit of soft plastics and also like crankbaits or whatever you want to call them, stick baits, in this tackle box, the ones that I feel like I have a chance to be using at least. Okay, so first off, I will show you that I have all my Senkos, and these are for the wacky rigs that I'm going to have an assortment, and I'm just going to keep them in the packaging. That's the easiest way to go, I think, for now. And the ones that I like are here, and the ones that I have a chance to, catching some fish are going to be in here because they've worked in the past. And until I see that they stop working, why buy a whole, hundreds of different colors and stuff? I'm just going to stick with what works right now. And in this tackle box, obviously I have cases. So this one here, I have assorted worms and stuff, worm hooks, the kind that I plan on using throughout the year, with the soft plastics that I have now in this box. So that way I'm not just bringing a bunch of stuff like hooks that I'm never going to use. So I got it organized, hopefully. I have some soft plastics in here that I plan on using, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, I've used them in the past, not necessarily caught anything, but I feel like I can catch stuff with them. And then in here I have crankbaits. I have my whopper ploppers. I got a new whopper plopper. I got the big one, the 110 version, and I also got the 90 version. These hooks are sharp. This is a 90 version. And I know they have the 75 out there, okay? But I think this is probably the right size right now. At least you're going to be able to cast this one pretty good. And so I have that. And I got some top waters, some little bombers like, what are these, flat bills. I got a couple different size flat bills, just so that I can cover certain depths of water. But, most of the time when I'm fishing in shallow water, maybe 10 feet, 12 feet, whatever. So really no reason to think about going super deep. So here's the worms. These are more topwater stuff. These are my lily pad type ones. I got the mouse. Now here's something that I wanted to show you guys. I don't know if you've seen this before. This is a mouse that has a trailer hook, and it also has little propellers in the back, kind of like a whopper plopper. So I'm thinking, last year I had a lot of strikes, but no hook sets. And I'm guessing it's because I don't have the patience to wait till it really takes that mouse in. So I'm hoping that this trailer hook will help me get some of those fish. We'll give it a shot. What the heck? And I know they sell these trailer hooks that you could tack onto other ones. So I might just buy another one of those and throw it on this mouse, which last year was, they were going after it. I just couldn't get any hook sets. And I know guys told me to bend the hooks out and stuff like that, but I'm just feeling like they're not grabbing it high enough. Like their mouths aren't going up to where the hook would be. They're grabbing a little bit back here. So I'm hoping that this thing here, this trailer hook, will work. We'll find out. I just wanted to show you guys that. That's something new for the fall this year. And then on this one here, I have some of my topwater stick baits, poppers, and torpedoes and stuff like that. A couple different sizes. In here I got some spinner baits. And yeah, granted, they're not exactly put away the way you'd want them, but I have to make sacrifices just to bring them because I don't have the room. Here I have just some room for, like my wacky rig tube and O-rings and stuff like that. And then here I have the soft plastics. I don't know if I showed you this. Couple jigs. Things that I can throw in heavier cover if I want to give it a shot. These kind of bug things or whatever, I have creatures, whatever they're called. And so just a variety of different things to see if I can't catch some fish this year. And I wanted to show you my rod setups. Okay, now this year, new for 2019, I just bought this rod. It is the, I'll hold it this way and see if you can see it. It's the Perigree II. And it is, I'll show you how you say this because it's not so easy. Perigree II. This is made by Kastking. And of course I have it teamed up with my Kastking reel that really did well last year. Now this is a bait caster, meaning that once you set the drag that you want, you could, like, it'll just barely take out the line and it'll be like a clicker. And then when you're ready to set it, like say you're on a shore fishing or whatever, you can hit that and now you got the power. The other drag system takes over and now you can fight the fish. It's basically made for fishing maybe catfish or something where they're just going to nibble the line. But I figured, what the heck, for the price of it, I was going to go ahead and get it and see how it works. I don't know exactly what series this is, but it's like a medium-sized series. I guess it's pretty good for just about all kinds of fishing, which is what I wanted. Now I teamed it up with this Kastking reel. Now here's the story with this Kastking reel. This is a 7-foot rod, spinning rod, and it comes with 2 tips. Okay, it comes with now I ordered the medium tip along with the medium heavy tip. Okay, so basically you're getting 2 rods for the price of one. Decent. Now I paid, I think, like $56 for this rod. So when you think about it, it's a pretty good setup. It's got all the features of the high quality rods. It's carbon fiber. You got the rod blank going through the reel seat. You have the line keeper here. You have Fuji line guides. And it's got a nice butt end to it. It's got a rubber stopper at the bottom. These foam grips. And I'll tell you what, we'll see how it goes this year, but I figure teamed up together like this, should be able to fight any kind of fish I get. Maybe even a muskie, who knows. But obviously the muskie would be better with the medium heavy, but we'll see how that goes. And then I also decided to go trout fishing this year, and so I got some of my gear ready for that. I got just basically some spinners and stuff, and some bait. We're going to use some, red worms or whatever. And I have a couple reels set up for that. Now, being that I bought a new rod for the Kastking reel, I decided to go ahead and put this Shimano. Now this is an old reel. I'm not even sure. I probably don't sell them anymore. It's a Shimano, so you know the older Shimanos are pretty good stuff. And this is like a bass, like a medium to medium light reel. It has the kind of like trigger mechanism. You can just grab it here without touching the line and cast. You know how that is. I probably touch it because of habit. And the different drags, a nicer drag system back here that you can lock it into a position that you like, that kind of crap. I teamed it up with that Daiwa rod that I had last year, broke the tip, repaired it, but I figured for this, for catching trout, or even, you know, bass, if I wanted to take it bass fishing, I could. And so that's what I decided to do with that old rod, put it on there. And the other reel I have for trout fishing is the Zebco Underspin Micro. And guess what, guys? This thing works pretty good. You know, it's the same idea. Cast it out there, and, you know, I teamed it up again with a medium rod. Most of the rods I have are medium. I think that's probably good for most fishing situations. I understand medium heavy with a fast tip might be your best rod for like a little bit bigger bass, bigger fish. But most of the time, I think medium would probably be okay. Then I also got this rod last year and reel. Now this is a Lews. This is a Lews Lazer MG baitcasting reel. Put braid on it. I have all, be honest with you, except for that underspin Zebco, I have all braid. I'm not messing around. I just put leader on it. Change the leader. You get, when you're dealing with you know, spinning reels, if you put braid on it, you're not going to be disappointed. Number one, you won't get line twist. Because line twist, I don't know how you put the line on and how you have to, you know, heat it up and blah, blah. Listen, you put braid on, okay? You know, you can go down 10-pound braid, 15-pound, 20-pound. That you're teaming that up with, say, 6-pound test mono as a leader, or fluorocarbon, or whatever you want to put on there, okay? But the line is not going to have memory. Once I decided to switch over to braid, even for this cheap rod I got here, down at Ollie's, I mean, it's a cheapo. It's a Shakespeare. And I'll be honest with you, once maybe this whole rod and reel setup was like $20 or whatever it was. But guess what? Once I put braid on here, I didn't have all the problems that you would have with the regular spinning reel. Mono has memory. It just doesn't cast as well, as far. I mean, I just put leader on it. Okay, tie a uni knot to it. If you don't know how to do it, I'm sure it's all over the internet. If an old blind guy like me can do it, you probably could do it. Okay, and since I did that, I never have a knot. I don't have to take line off, and you're cursing all the time. And I mean, it's just way easier. So just go braid. That's my advice. If you're just a ham and egg or fisherman like me, braid is still the way to go. All right. But I teamed this Lews reel up, and believe it or not, I never even used it last year. I just, you know, things are what they are. I didn't have time. And I teamed it up with this Shimano 7'2" fish, worm and jig rod. This is another one that's, let me see, power is medium, action is fast. Basically, it's for like feeling the fineness of the worm. That's the idea. That's why I bought this, so that I can feel the bite better. Okay? Teamed up with fluorocarbon leader on this braid, which is what I have. I should do a little bit better. Now, last year I wanted it to be more of a worm fisherman. That was my goal. It worked out pretty good using the wacky style. Okay, I caught a lot of fish with the wacky rig. It worked. I can't complain about that. I'd like to try other different ways of fishing though. So this I bought this strictly for that idea. It's a nice reel. I haven't casted it yet, so I mean I have a feeling it's gonna be could be bird's nest like crazy. You know, I have it set so that the drag system is gonna hopefully hold all this back, and I won't. If I thumb it good enough, hopefully I won't get backlashes, but I'm not confident. Um, but it's a 7 foot rod, and so if I don't ruin this sucker transporting it, I'll be amazed. Okay, but that's the idea. It's a one piecer, so it's going to be a pain in the neck, but we'll see how that goes. So that's another new thing from last year, which I never showed anybody. Um, and of course, I have my Kastking Legend, I think, or whatever, Royale Legend. This is a nice reel for the price. It's really a nice reel, I have to say. Um, Caught a striper with this, and it was a good fight. The striper down in Houston was a good fight, and it really did well. Cast good. Um, I I have now on this one I have all mono. Okay, I know I just said about using braid, but on this one I have just mono, and I have heavier mono on this, strictly for the purposes of trying to cast a little bit into some heavier stuff if I could, and throw a little bit bigger lures. If the mono gives me any trouble, or I find out the braid works better on that Lews, I'll switch out. I think this stuff here, I forget what I bought. This is just strand. I think I bought 15-pound test line. That's what's on here. That's strictly. I used it last year and it was doing fine. I didn't have any problems with it. You have to have some flexibility, I guess, in different techniques. But I have no problem switching this out to braid and just putting a leader on it if that's what it takes. But right now, I'm not having any issues. But we'll see how that goes. And that's basically it, guys. So right now, my setup is complete. I'm going with these reels and rods. And my tackle box is the way it is right now. It's going to be like this until I see if there's other things I can do. And I just wanted to go through, boring videos this time of year, but what else can I do? I like to put some video content out there. So I'm not totally ignoring anybody who likes to watch them. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, give me a likes if you want. And maybe the next time you see me might be on actual water, probably for trout season. Pennsylvania trout season opens up in middle of April. They want $10 for a trout stamp, $9.90 or whatever. I'm planning. I really don't want to really eat trout. Not that I don't like fish, but I usually don't like trout too much. It's a little fishy for me. But we'll see how it goes. If I can release them, I might do that. I might bend barbs and stuff just to catch them and release them. What the heck? I don't, why take any of them if I don't? I understand that they're probably going to die anyway if I don't take them, because once the water gets warm, that's it for them, I guess. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do. Unless my son wants to eat them. I don't know if he does or not. And maybe I'm not cooking them as well as I should too. Maybe there's different techniques to cooking trout that are better. I used to just wrap them up in tin foil with butter and lemon and put them on the grill and slow cook it for a while. It doesn't take long to cook fish. And then basically the meat falls right off all the bone and stuff. You don't have to worry about the bones. It was okay. I don't know. Maybe it's the skin. maybe the skin gives it bad taste. It's kind of like that with catfish. So maybe trout's the same way. I don't really know. So if you have any advice on how to cook trout, shoot me a line there so I got at least a different technique that I might try. Okay? All right, thanks guys for watching. Bye-bye.